Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I know that it has been a long time since I last uploaded anything on my channel. Okay, I think I'm gonna put that aside and do one video explaining everything what has been happening ever since the last video. I forgot already, right? What was the last video? I think it was in 2021. It was during the MCO. Where I had a lot of time to actually do content. Alright, but today is a special day because I have agreed to my friend because she wants to go to the Pesta Buku, or is it Pameran Buku Antarabangsa KL, the book festival, alright, which is I think it is happening in PWTC. Okay, so I was thinking that it would be a good idea for me to actually vlog and bring you guys there to the event. It has been a long time since I've been to any book festival or book expo. Alright, so it will be interesting to see what are the books that are currently on demand in the market now, and maybe meet some friends, maybe meet you guys there. My books are not available at the Pesta Buku. Alright, I am just a small figure in this book industry. Okay, so I'll try to record as much as possible. Alright, and maybe show you what are some of the books available and also what are the books that I bought later on. Alright, so I hope this video will be the start of many videos to come again on this channel, which I hope to relive this channel again. So thank you so much. We'll see what's gonna happen today. Alright, so let's go to Pameran Buku Antarabangsa KL at PWTC. Let's go.
Duduk di sebelah atuk. Cucunya umur 5-6 tahun, ya, atau lebih. Namanya Adira. Adira duduk di sebelah atuknya. Dia dicubit dan berkata, "Comel." Maka atuk pun tertawa kerana pujian buatnya sudah berpindah penerima. Tapi Adira lebih comel kerana pandai memuji atuk yang kendor pipinya.
Terima kasih, kita bagi tepukan.
Right, okay, so this is the day after going to the Pesta Buku Antarabangsa KL. I just realized that it's not Pameran, it's Pesta Buku. Okay, so I think I didn't record that much when I was there, and it was raining halfway when we got there. So maybe today I'll just talk about my experience and also my perspective or my view about this Pesta Buku. Okay, so being someone from the industry, I've also have books published, but the difference is that it didn't make it to the Pesta Buku. Alright, that wasn't my goal, so I'm not sad about it because I chose not to be part of the Pesta Buku. Okay, but when we got there, it was around 2 o'clock, and so we parked. I think it was 10 minutes or 5 minutes walk from the Pesta Buku event. It was at PWTC. I think it was at Day One Abdul Razak, right? So when we got there was a lot of people. Of course, it was the school holiday, And my first reaction was that I was happy lah. I was happy because there was a crowd of people coming. So when you have a lot of people coming to a book event, it shows that people are interested, right? And when they are interested, we know that they will be buying the books, and it shows that we have a society that is still reading. All right, when you have all this technology in today's world, people, they tend to lack in terms of reading books and all the materials. All right, so when we have this kind of event, I totally support it lah. All right, as a poet or an author or published author myself, I think it is a good indication that there is still a need for book events, and also book programs, workshops, seminars about books to be still relevant, right? Especially in Malaysia. Okay, but I have some issues, or I have some comments about the setting of the place. All right, so we all know that PWTC is a big or huge place to conduct an event. All right, but I think the organizers should actually focus more on the layout. All right, I know that okay, when I do comments or when I talk about these kind of issues, I always like to put myself in both parties. All right, so thinking from the organizer part, I think, or I believe that they would want to actually fill the maximum capacity of the place. All right, so being a business minded person, of course that's their target, to get as many vendors and also publishing companies to actually join the events. All right, it's just that it was very packed lah. All right, when we came, the what do you call it, the aisle between one booth with another booth was really narrow lah. All right, so I think and then some of the booths, I think the placement of the books are not that friendly lah. All right, because people when they come to Pesta Buku ni, they want to take their time. All right, they want to stop, they want to read, they nak belik buku and all that, right? So of course when the aisle is very narrow, and you have people coming and going, pergi balik and all that, then they'll be like rubbing shoulders and all that, and then you have people like stopping, looking at the books, they want to think about whether they want to buy the book, and then you have people that at that time dia baru macam nak scroll and tengok what are the titles that dia nak tengok lah, and then you have the personal shoppers, so there's a lot of pausing and ad hoc. Okay, so I think the organizers should actually rethink about that, and they should take into consideration lah. Alright, when it comes to a book event, people that comes to this kind of event ni, dia bukan jenis yang drive through dia bukan jalan tengok jalan je. Alright, so they would like stop, look at it, think about it, belik pegang and all that. So just imagine if the aisle is so narrow, and then you have people coming and going at the same time, you have the books at the side. I don't think it's conducive lah. Alright, and of course if it's a book event, it's supposed to be very calming. Alright, people pergi nak tengok, nak fikir and all that, but it becomes like a pasar malam because people are rushing, people are happy. I understand that everybody is happy. Okay, everybody is excited, right? Everybody is energetic. Alright, but just imagine usually families, small kids, small children, and also rombongan sekolah, right? They come in big number of groups lah, or crowd. Alright, so I kesian lah because bila I pergi ke Pesta Buku tu, I don't have anything in mind. Alright, I just want to go and see what are the books or the titles that are in the market nowadays, so that I can actually go back and then PK and then come up with my own book. Alright, so it is not a problem to me. Alright, I shouldn't be complaining lah. It's just that as a person or as a supporter of this book industry, I would really want people to take their time and look at the books and then appreciate the books, the book making tu. Alright, that's why we want to go to this kind of event, sebab kita nak tengok buku tu in real life, hard copy. Alright, kalau tak, all of us will be sitting at at apa nama ni, at home and just browsing the ebook, right? So that's why people go to book events, alright? Tapi kalau book events ni, kalau nak buat book events, then you have to actually think about it lah, alright? Maybe the suasana or the setting, it has to be like a lounge ke, alright? But of course people will actually, people will be mad at me lah. Dia kata kan Pesta Buku ni bukan buku launch book, but we want people to have the best experience when they come to Pesta Buku. Atau kita minimize kan, alright? Instead of kita ambil full capacity, alright, maybe we can just limit to a certain number so that it doesn't get overcrowded. Sebab without the crowds coming in, it is already so crowded with the booth, with the setting, with the props, with the chairs, with the banners and all that. So I see a lot of people running and hitting banners. And then I have an incident where one of the person tu dia tak sampai the books. The books are very high on top. Okay, so dia suruh I tolong ambilkan. Okay lah. And then the other seorang ni, dia nak ambil buku tapi tak sampai. Lepas tu dia nak try ambil, jatuh. So sekali jatuh tu, dia jatuh dengan everything else. The tower of the books. And then at the same time you have the person at the booth. You ada juga orang yang macam yang apa, stand buyers yang offer help tu, yang dipakai sash tu, yang dia kata macam, do you need my help? Banyak lah, alright? So there's a lot of people, and also there's a lot of different kind of people lah, alright? You have the PBSM, you have the medics, you have the helpers, the volunteers, you have the sellers, and then you have the buyers. So it becomes very chaotic to an extent where people do not actually have time to think of what they want to buy, right? Maybe it's a strategy, I don't know, but I am talking from a normal, book reader point of view who likes to go to Pesta Buku and all that. Okay, that's one thing. I think the layout is actually not friendly enough lah. Alright. And then another thing that I would like to highlight based on my experience of going yesterday, I think that there are not a lot of selection of books lah. Okay. Maybe because I didn't have enough time, but I spent around 3 or 4 hours there. Okay, so I had a good chance of looking at all the titles and all that. But I think that in terms of the titles of the books, okay, some are old books, alright. For example, cetakan 2020, alright, 2021. You have from 2015 and all that, alright. Tetapi the selections of books, I think, are very limited. Okay, and I see there are a lot of redundant books atau the same titles are being displayed at several booths. Alright, so I'm not sure how it goes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the author or the writer is associated or is attached to several publishing house. I'm not sure. Or many publishing house too are actually under one big company. For example, like MPH, and then bawah tu dia ada banyak ke Silverfish, I'm not sure. Alright, but I think it's just a repetitive of titles lah. Alright, of course, if I am the writer, I would be very pleased, I would be very happy and proud to see my books in every booth dekat Pesta Buku tu. Alright, tetapi I think it can be upgraded and to actually control certain titles not to be available at every booth. Alright, contoh booth A ni ada buku this writer, dekat booth B, C pun ada juga dia punya. Alright, so I'm not sure if it's a bestseller. Kalau if it's a bestseller, then it should have been sold out in a matter of minutes kan. Alright, atau melainkan different booth, they have different offers. For example, discount rates ke, different discount rates. Maybe they have a free gift. Alright, other things that certain booth atau specific booth ni have their own way of attracting buyers lah. Alright, then I understand lah. Tapi kalau I pergi tengok satu kedai ni is RM50, I pergi kedai lain tu RM50, another booth pun RM50, is the same title. Alright, so maybe it's just a marketing that, some people when they go there, they don't want to actually go around every floor. So maybe for some buyers ni, the moment dia masuk dekat entrance tu dia nampak buku tu, dia terus beli, and then dia balik, right? So maybe it's just a marketing strategy, I'm not sure, but I'm just telling that it is obvious lah. Okay, so maybe I don't know whether it gives a bad impression and all that. I cannot say so lah. Alright, it's just that sometimes a specific writer is associated to a specific publishing company. So when they go there, then they buy it, and then when they go to other publishing companies, then they see the same title or the same book. So maybe they get confused, right? Whether this writer belongs to a certain publishing company ke, because usually different publishing companies ni, they have different kind of DNA, alright, different kind of genre. Okay, benda-benda macam tu lah. Alright, I am just being very critical and very detailed because I am also in the industry. Okay, so sometimes it's just a question lah. Alright, there's no hate atau I'm not trying to change the landscape. It's just an observation. Okay, so that's one lah. Okay, the third thing that I want to actually highlight based on my experience to the Pesta Buku Antarabangsa KL is that, okay, being a writer myself, with, you know, I have like 3 or 4 books already published. My main concern when I want to do a book is to get my books across as many readers as possible. Alright, I want people to appreciate my book. I want people to read my book. Alright, so by doing that, we have to actually control the price. Okay, but having said that, I understand that the pricing or the factors of the materials are increasing in terms of their cost and all that. Okay, but sometimes as a publishing company, we have to actually weigh out lah. Alright, kita nak lose some ke in order for us to gain more. For example, kita kurangkan sikit the cost of publishing the books, tapi kita kena bayar lebih lah dekat kita punya production, tetapi our books tu atau our materials tu will get across many readers. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that when I go to the Pesta Buku tu, I see a lot of books. Alright, some of them are international publishing companies. Alright, itu kita tolak tepi lah, sebab big companies, especially the international companies tu, they have a lot of money, and when they print a book tu, kadang-kadang sampai beribu-ribu, beratus ribu. That's why they can actually lower their price. Alright, so maybe I found a book like 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit, but it's old books lah. Some of them are old books, some are recently published. But I'm trying to say that there is a differences in the pricing. Alright, so I visited one booth. Alright, so it's a friend of mine lah. Alright, a friend that is from another publishing company. So bila I pergi sana, it's a local one lah. Alright, tetapi I observe yang harga dia sangat mahal. Okay, I was really taken back lah, and I was actually kind of disappointed lah, because I wanted to support these local publishing companies. Tetapi you have to understand yang it is already hard for us as a local publishing company to actually make an impact in the industry. Alright, so kalau kita letak harga yang mahal, the readers will find it hard to actually buy it. Of course lah, ada yang akan beli. Alright, akan ada yang support, tetapi small numbers lah yang mampu saja. Contoh, I wanted to buy this one travel log. It cost me 80 ringgit So I was thinking about 80 ringgit for a travel log. Okay, of course lah, I'm not trying to lower the value, tetapi kita ni tulis untuk apa? Alright, as a writer, my main concern or my main objective is to get my work published and to share with my readers. So if I put a high price, then the number of readers reading my book will decrease. Alright, sebab tak semua mampu bayar RM80. Okay, so maybe the book tu has a lot of images and all that, atau dia print dalam quantity yang kecil. I understand. Alright, I go through the same struggle. Alright, I do not print my book like 1,000, 2,000. Sometimes I print them 500. Okay, and then when it is sold out, then I reprint. Right, so it's slow, but at least I know that it is affordable to everybody. Okay, so ada yang RM80, ada yang 100, ada yang RM60 for a local book. Alright. Tapi nanti orang akan marah lah. Dia akan cakap macam, oh apa, if kita turunkan harga, then macam mana nak cari makan and all that. But I know some of the readers, alright, some of the writers, they have other 9 to 5 jobs, alright. So writing tu is just another side income from there, alright. So apa salahnya you kurangkan sikit ke, atau you letak harga promotion ke. Tapi kalau RM80 for a book that is only 60 pages, 80 pages, to me it is actually burdening the readers. Alright. So macam tu lah. Tapi I really want, okay, there are some of the books that I found tu is really nice, tapi harga dia RM80, RM90 tu macam maybe there's a justification, alright, but I'm just talking from a point of view of a reader yang appreciate buku, yang nak beli tetapi tidak kaya. Okay. But if you want me to look from the perspective of a publishing company, of an author, I know there is a lot of sweat, tears, blood that is taken into consideration, alright. Tetapi kita ni menulis untuk menyampaikan pada masyarakat. Tapi kalau kita rasa kita membebani masyarakat ni with a high price, susah juga, alright. And then I saw a lot of zine and all that lah, alright. Macam underground punya kerja ke, yang you know zine kita buat dengan paper and all that, okay. But I think most of the zines that I found dekat Pesta Buku tu is RM10. I rasa RM10 tu standard tau. Tetapi standard pun, you have to understand that in order for you to put a price of RM10 tu, you have to make at least a proper and decent zine lah. Maksudnya zine tu, it sound and it looks like a booklet lah, like a magazine atau a simple book. Alright, maksudnya adalah proper introduction, adalah gambar sikit, black and white ke, because we know zine are mostly materials that are photostat atau that are used with reduced cost lah. Alright, so we understand. Sebab orang-orang yang buat zine ni kadang-kadang dia nak tulis sebagai permulaan, so they go with zine. Alright, so dia dapat RM10. Tetapi kalau you punya zine tu macam post-it, tak post-it, atau macam page pertama aku suka kau, page kedua aku tidur malam, third page aku tak berkata-kata, and then you charge RM10. Sometimes, you know, these are the things or the kind of people atau work that actually pull us down. Alright, sebab nanti orang lain akan tengok, dia kata, oh ni ke zine RM10 tapi black and white, RM10 tapi dalam satu muka surat tu ada 2-3 patah-patahan je. Alright, so I am not saying that tak boleh buat macam tu. Boleh lah, I celebrate and I welcome all zine, but you have to know that zine tu, dia adalah nukilan atau artwork yang ready-made. Ready-made tu maksudnya spontan lah. It doesn't go through proofreading, it doesn't go through a lot of illustration punya approval. So apa salahnya jual RM5, RM6? Alright, I'm not trying to bring down the value of art, tetapi kita kena faham, adakah kita ni adil, dan adakah kita ni berlaku benar dalam membuat zine. Tapi kita charge RM10, tapi it's just only 5 pages, it's only scribbles, it's only sketch. Alright, kalau you nak come to me and say, tapi I punya sketch ni mahal, then buatlah buku, buat in a proper way that it looks like a good book, then you put lah RM10 ke RM20 ke. Because to me, I think that right now the best atau the average price is RM20 to RM25 for a book. Alright, but if you say a piece of paper that you lipat 2-3 ni, you staple, you charge for RM10, I just think that it is it can be lowered down. Itu je saya cakap. Okay, because some of them are photostated on a piece of paper. Okay, I pun pernah buat zine. Bila I pergi yang this one festival, KL Festival Zine tu, they are selling the zine tu dalam RM2, RM3, RM4. Alright, but maybe you can come and argue to me, say that, oh, this is Pesta Buku, alright, the overhead tu mahal lah, sewa mahal. Then you have to produce a better work lah. Alright, ini dah lah dia punya layout pun macam very amateur, alright. Dia punya penulisan pun very raw, alright. And then you nak charge RM10 tu, I've seen better works lah that is at RM10, okay. So when I went to this kedai, this one particular shop ni, I was very disappointed lah. Sebab I rasa dia macam memperdagangkan creativity, alright. Dia memperjudikan kita punya sastra, alright. You do a kind of crap work and then you charge RM10, alright. And then kadang-kadang you buat a decent poetry book atau a decent short story that can be cost like RM30, RM40, lepas tu you pergi letak RM80. So kadang-kadang I wanna, kalau ikutkan, kalau I have so much money with me, I would have bought all the local one. Tapi bila I pergi kat DBP, bila I pergi dekat dekat other companies tu, ada yang RM5, RM10. Okay lah, betul lah, dia orang might print and copy tu dah sampai RM10,000, RM100,000. Tetapi that's why kalau I macam nak argue pun, then it will make me sound like I do not support my fellow writers, my fellow friends, brothers and sisters from the industry of books lah. Tetapi I want everybody to appreciate. I want everybody to at least read their work, because kerja dia bagus, alright. Some of the zine tu are good, tetapi kalau you letak RM10 tu, macam mana orang nak, yang mula-mula nak berjinak, mula-mula nak kenal you, can actually read your work, alright. So maybe kalau RM5, RM6, memanglah it's so small. Maksudnya kalau RM5, margin you dalam RM2, RM3, tapi at least orang baca. That zine tu, it gets across from Pesta Buku, bawa balik bersama orang tu, simpan kat rumah, orang lain datang, baca, and dia akan kenal lah. So the networking is there. But if you put RM80, RM10, RM20, RM30, it's just it's gonna be a hard journey lah, okay. But having said that, macam saya cakap lah, kalau I ada duit I akan beli, alright. Tetapi untuk I ni pun, yang tak berduit pun, I really like some of the works, alright. It's just that it's so expensive, alright. RM50, RM40, and it's not even hardcover, okay. So sometimes memanglah kita nak duit, okay. I understand that in today's world ni, everything needs money, okay. And kita sebagai writer ni, our income as writer tu is not a fixed salary, alright. And we have to work for it. Maksudnya kalau kita nak buat buku, kita kena ada modal sendiri. Kita nak kena print, kita nak kena publish, kita nak kena promote. I understand, alright. Tetapi alangkah indahnya kalau kita boleh buat, and then kita just jual with minimum margin ke, and then people enjoy, and then it will give you more rooms for opportunities and also chances for you to be well known, alright. Sebab I rasa sekarang ni dah banyak trend yang buku-buku macam ni. This is one of the book that I bought. Tengok ni, alright. Pages yang kosong lagi banyak daripada yang bertulis, alright. And then it's charging me around RM30, okay. But why did I still buy it? Because I really want to understand, okay, what makes this book so special sampai Pesta Buku ambil and diorang mampu letak. Padahal I am actually buying blank papers actually lah. Half of it lah, 60% or 70% is blank papers, alright. But maybe that's the demand, I don't know. I'm studying the market right now. Maybe it's a demand of the readers that they want this kind of book, alright. And then another one I bought is from Muhammad Haji Saleh, alright. I did my thesis on Muhammad Haji Saleh, and I even saw him at Pesta Buku. He was reciting one of his work, and also he was part of a discussion, but I didn't get the chance to meet him and say hi. But even Muhammad Haji Saleh ni, even though I know that it is published by Dewan Bahasa, and I'm sure that they have like several of thousands, 100,000s of copies, and they sold the book for RM10. Alright, original price was RM35. I got it for RM10. Alright, so I'm not trying to belittle or taking other people down lah. Alright, I appreciate. I'm telling you that if there's any effort of supporting local writers, I'm for it. Alright, but at the same time, I also put myself as a reader. Alright, so I want to read, and I'm not asking for free books, but I would want to buy if it is within the price lah. Alright, so maybe lain orang lain lah dia punya pendapat. Okay, but this is just my observation based on from my visit to Pesta Buku. First of all, the layout, the setting of the booth can be improved. Second, the selection of books. I saw a lot of books that are repetitive. Alright, the same books. It's just that they are in different booths. And then maybe they can put into genre. For example, the first level can be just school books. The third level can be about indie or local writers. And then maybe yang atas sekali tu adalah big guns. For example MPH, DBP ke apa nama dia, Sasbadi ke apa tak macam tu lah. Alright, so it's easier lah. People will go there for with an intention. Maksudnya kalau dia pergi nak cari buku-buku sekolah, maybe level 2 saja. So maybe level 2 tu layout dia lain sebab banyak budak sekolah, banyak mak bapak. Alright, so maybe the setting lain. And then maybe the third level tu is for the indie, the local books tu. Then you have that kind of group, so it's easy for you to actually do the layout lah. Alright, but overall I enjoyed the experience. I really like this kind of situation, environment, and effort, trying to support and promote the reading awareness. And it shows that Malaysians do read, whether they buy it and then they read it now, or they buy it then after 10 years baru dia nak baca ke, at least they have that willingness to go and purchase the books. Alright, and I think that's all. I'm really sorry if my my observation and also my explanation doesn't sit at the same agreeable level as out there, but if there's another Pesta Buku, I'm sure that I'll be going. Whether my books will be in Pesta Buku one day, I'm not sure. Right, but I hope everybody support lah this kind of event. Bring your friends, bring your family to go and look at the books lah. Kalau tak beli sekalipun, just tengok lah apa jenis judul buku yang ada sekarang ni, what kind of publishing companies that we have in Malaysia. Alright, what are the things that they write. Okay, so at least when you have your friends ke, atau you yourself ke, tiba-tiba ada minat nak menulis ke, nak membaca ke, nak melukis ke, at least you know there is a place for you. Alright, ada industri seperti ini yang menerima, yang menyokong, alright, anda punya talent, anda punya minat. Alright, so pada siapa kat luar sana that have been writing or is currently writing, and then you just keep it for yourself, I am here to tell you that try to publish your work. Alright, because not to gain popularity, tapi I believe that when you have something written up and it's based upon your creativity and your talent and your emotion, alright, kita publish, and then it gives you another sense of satisfaction.